I better make a video about this after what I just saw. So Krug lays out Andrew Shaw, and after my Kadri bit, I better talk about this hit, right? I almost forgot to have my pop handy for when I'm talking about this. I haven't really drank pop that I like today. It's been a rough day for me. I've actually had a really rough day. So okay, Krug hits Shaw, but let's rewind a bit because the game was kind of getting wrapped up. So Emelin hits Pasternak, drilled him pretty good, clean hit. Pasternak gets up and gives the old two-hander to the back of Emelin. I was actually surprised that Pasternak wasn't given a penalty since that is a cross-check. Two hands right across the back. So as a Bruins fan, I'm admitting that should have been a penalty. Then Shaw's coming out. He's got his head down. Krug comes in, shoulder up, hits him in the head. Shaw goes down. And Shaw, by the way he went down and by the position he was in when he hit the ice, not with it. And immediately goes off the ice. As soon as the whistle went, he's off the ice. And he's taken to the back to be looked at. I'm thinking concussion. He might come back in a second. I don't know. By the time I have this uploaded, he may already be back in the game. But here's the thing. Krug's a short guy. Krug's not much taller than I am, really. And Shaw is, I believe, a little bit taller than Krug. And actually, I should look that up. I don't want to do this and then upload it and then have people saying, he's a stupid Bruins fan, he doesn't know what he's talking about. You take a quick look. Oh, fine. Okay, so looking it up, and yeah, Shaw's 2 inches shorter, or 2 inches taller than Krug. And Krug being 5'9", it's funny because the angle meant that when he brought his shoulder up, it automatically straight on the jaw. It's not shoulder to shoulder, straight on the jaw of Andrew Shaw. Now, it was a clean hit. It was a clean hit. There's no broadside to it. But now this game is threatening to devolve. Krug's immediately challenged to a fight by Brendan Gallagher. Gallagher is a strong boy for his height and his size. Gallagher is strong as an ox. So Gallagher's able to take Krug and just wrestle him to the ice. Krug gets back up after the linesmen have split them up, and he calls Krug a pussy. If you can read lips, you saw it, I saw it, and numerous other expletives were thrown at him. And I have a funny feeling when those fighting majors are over that, okay, kitty, it's okay, you got it. It's okay, you got it. It's okay, I'll clean up your litter box in a bit. Just go find something to do. Come on. Come on. You're distracting me right now. You've done enough. You've done enough damage for now. But Krug, I have a bad feeling, is going to get challenged to a fight again. Maybe by Gallagher. So we're at the end of the first. There's no score. And you can feel the hatred between these teams. You can absolutely feel the hatred between Montreal and Boston. So here's my honest opinion. If you're not watching this game, you should be. If you are watching this game, you shouldn't be watching this video. Unless you're waiting to see if I'm going to call out Krug the way I called out Kadri. Totally different hits. Totally different hits. I don't think it's something that NHL disciplinary will look at, but based on the fact that Shaw's taken to a quiet room, I think they're required to. I think the NHL head office is required to look at it. Krug doesn't have a dirty history. He's not a dirty player. He just flattened Shaw. And the other thing I'm wondering too is Shaw has a reputation. So is that going to play into whatever happens from here? Shaw does have a reputation. Does that have any effect on the hit? No. This was not anywhere. Shaw is not play acting. He's not going to do that. Shaw is while I'm not a fan of some of Shaw's tactics and the way that he plays the game, Andrew Shaw's not a guy who's going to act to get a penalty He's not going to Ribeiro it. He's not going to Kessler it. Um, he may be capable of some dirty hits here and there and some questionable conduct, but I really can't see him doing that. I just can't see him doing that. But yeah, this game is fun, and I just figured I'd throw a video out there now before anybody can say, "Oh, what about the Krug hit?" Um, it just some of it's just that angle, man. It's unfortunate. And now I think Krug's going to have to answer for it the rest of the night. I have a funny feeling that he comes out of the penalty box. Um, I don't think Weber's going to try to level him, but I don't think Gallagher's done with him either. Because that's Gallagher's other. They're like twin pricks. It's like Twin Peaks, but different. And you've got Gallagher and Shaw, and they're this two-headed beast. And so I think Gallagher's quite happy to have Shaw on the team because they can sort of feed off one another. But it's funny because these are the two teams that rely the most on their goaltending right now. Montreal, I know, won that game 10-1. I'm not saying anything about that. I'm just saying that in general, from game to game, Montreal and Boston right now are both relying mostly on their goaltenders. There was an article that was titled 95% of the Bruins are struggling to score, meaning other than Pasternak, nobody can score right now. So there's a lot of pressure in Boston, and with Montreal's injury to Galchenyuk, there's going to be some pressure on their offense. And if Shaw's out, if Shaw does have a concussion, while people talk a lot about, oh, Shaw doesn't score a lot of points, no, but he does score points. That's a 40-point player out of the lineup, and Montreal doesn't have a ton of depth in the minors to come up. So I guess we'll see what happens, but that was a rough hit. I mean, I winced when the hit happened. And this is where I try to be objective. I don't go, yeah, big hit, yeah, knock out the Montreal Canadiens. Yeah, you hit Shaw, good for you. I look at that and go, ooh, wow, that looked like it hurt. The Pasternak hit hurt too. Pasternak got crunched pretty good, but Emelin was clean on that one too. So again, okay, so they're just talking about Emelin not fighting because he's got plates in his face. I don't think when you're a skilled player you should have to talk about why you don't fight. But yeah, I remember that. I remember that was They said his fight was Vitov. I think I remember that. It's pretty brutal as I remember. Don't you guys can go ahead and link it in the comments. I'm sure it's on YouTube. But yeah. Anyways, so they were showing Lucic hit on Emelin a few years back between Boston and Montreal. Lucic was always on the edge, and again, as a fan of hockey, when I see these hits happen, I don't see the jersey. I see the players. I see what happened, and I say, all right, this is or isn't clean. And with Lucic, even when he was in Boston, a lot of the time I said, that really wasn't a clean hit. I don't like that. And it makes me feel kind of oogie because I'm like, that's the team I'm cheering for. And that guy just committed a really shitty hit. So I didn't feel that way tonight with Krug, but I did wince because that looked pretty brutal. Let me know what you guys think. You guys can see it completely different. If you're a Montreal fan, you'll likely see it different. Um, but it's one of those things. I know from being a shorter guy, there have been times where I'm against a taller guy, and you might say, "Oh, well, the taller guy's always going to win. The bigger guy's going to win." Not always. You can use your lower center of gravity in your favor, and you can lower your head if you need to, and you can kind of bring a shoulder in, and depending on where they are and what the height difference is, you can really level them. And I mean, there was more than one guy that in playing sports and just in general, you just lower and this, and they go right up over top of you, and it's fantastic if you do it right. And you're just defending yourself. It's he's coming in, and it's like I'm gonna get crunched, so I'm just gonna go ahead and protect myself, and then I'm gonna raise my head up when all your weight's on me, so you go that way. So, you know, these things, it's a physical game. I don't want to get all the hits out. And right now they're showing some physical game hits. So, yeah. Anyways, just let me know what you guys think in the comments. And if you're just browsing through, go ahead and like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all again soon.